A photography project born in social media is showing military veterans in a new light.
It is the work of Devin Mitchell, a photographer and college student studying sociology, whose goal is to take 10,000 of these pictures.
A lot of people have different opinions in sociological political views than people who have served. There's a difference there sociologically, and as that being my major, I wanted to take it further and investigate what.
The photographer Devin Mitchell hopes to eventually shoot at least 10,000 of these illusion photos. He's done 36 so far, so if you'd like to see more of his work, just click on this story on abc15.com.
I want people to remember the times that we live in. There's such poignant photographs in an era of unrest, and we're so thick with identity politics right now in this country.
Uniform can mask the complexity of the men and women who wear it. Wyatt Andrews is in Washington with the intimate and often unexpected portraits. Wyatt, good morning.
Good morning. For anyone who's curious about the lives of veterans once they return home, all of these photographs are revelations. In the photos, a photographer has asked dozens of veterans to pose on one side of a mirror, but then tell us their personal stories through the reflection.
There are 130 photos so far of veterans and active duty service members, and they are projecting who they are or what's hiding behind the uniform, with all of it revealed through the looking glass. What we get to see is unabashed joy and unrelenting pain. There is pride. There is diversity. There are Americans free to be whatever. And while the photos are very different, the format is the same. On one side of the mirror, the veteran is in uniform. On the other is an image the veterans choose themselves.
I love this. It looks good.
We watched the photographer Devin Mitchell visit several veterans at home.
There's nothing better I could probably do to make this photo more powerful.
Here's the concept. Devin takes the photos and creates the mirror images, but he never suggests what anyone should show or should be.
The only way to get the truth from anyone is to allow them to create what their story is.
This is their choice 100%.
Your choice of uniform and your choice of who you are in your everyday life. The mirror image of everyday life, the mirror image of your past, the mirror image of who you see yourself in the future. There's so many different dynamics. Each photo has its own dichotomy.
The veterans know that these photos will post to Instagram, and so most are not snapshots, they are messages to other veterans and to us. Marine veteran Chris Van Etten lost both legs in Afghanistan, but today he has a modeling career. That stare into the mirror, he told us, is a pep talk and not just to himself.
The goal is that someone will look at that picture and be like, okay, I need to keep going. It will get better.
This is the Marine in you staring the new you down.
Basically telling myself not to be a punk.
One of the clearest messages is the pain of PTSD. Some have it written on their hands. They want us to see the drugs, the many medications, the pills combined with alcohol they use to fend off depression. Marine veteran Andrew McLaren said that this message,
my idea was to write 21 saying that, hey, I'm not going to become a statistic,
is his resolve not to be the 22nd veteran today to commit suicide. But just before this photo was taken, he unleashed pure anguish at how hard it is not to become that number.
I just want to kill myself every day, and the only reason why I don't do it is because of my kids.
Devin, who watched this from behind, tries to comfort McLaren.
Hey, man, it's going to be all right.
It feels like it was hard to be in that room.
I felt like he was in a place of need, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world except for in that exact very spot, so that he could have his outlet.
You felt like if he needed to let that go, you were happy to be there.
I needed to be there. Those are the places where I want to be. I wouldn't change it for anything.
To many vets, he says, the photo session itself is therapy.
Some veterans feel like their situation is unique. Maybe they feel like they're alone, that no one else deals with what they're going through other than them.
One of the most powerful images is also the smallest. This is 8-year-old Rachel Hope standing at attention. Her parents, Jennifer and Shamar, are still in the Navy and have deployed several times. But even when they're gone, Rachel says, she is serving with them.
Do you feel like you're a part of this too?
Sometimes when something dangerous happens or I watch the news that's dangerous happening, I feel like, well, I'm a part of this.
In so many photos, there is unmistakable celebration, family reunions that no one takes for granted anymore, the pride in having served next to the relief at being home. The portrait is one of transformation, from duty to personal freedom, which for many was the reason they wore the uniform all along.
Devin Mitchell, meanwhile, is a college student who thought all of this up as a way to bolster his application to grad school. He never imagined or intended this to be the social media sensation that it's become. Nora?
Wyatt, thank you. What a great story, and kudos to Devin Mitchell, because I think it does point out how many people in the military feel like they're leading two different lives, the life on the battlefield and the life at home. And these pictures capture how very different those lives are.
The only way to get the truth from anyone is to allow them to create what their story is. Exactly.
Yeah.
A great quote from Devin.
Kudos to you, Devin, for bringing us those stories.